Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wanted to discuss and talk about the issue of Palestine and boycott of Israeli product and Israel for last several days. But I had my eye surgery, though the eye surgery was done few months back. They put some lens, but there were some complications and they had to do the surgery again, PRK, 4 days ago. I could not focus my eyes and see properly, but my mind was clear and it was focused. But I said as soon as I get better, I will just address this issue. What happened that on the day of Eid, after Eid Salat, I went to Starbucks and I ordered coffee. And I made 30-second video through drive-through, and I put on social media, TikTok, and that video went viral under Awan Bashir or Bashir Awan, and the people started, calling my names, and they said, "You are not worthy of to be a Muslim. You should die immediately," and so, tons of remarks. Hundreds of remarks, negative remarks, and these were coming from mostly Muslims. A couple of brothers, they approached me and they said, "Brother, you should not support Starbucks." I said, "Well, I'm not supporting Starbucks, but if you say so, I will not go to Starbucks again." And since that day, I did not go and buy coffee from Starbucks, though it's my weakness, coffee. But I'm using tea now. Maybe just like a Boston Tea Party kind of thing. But I'm using tea now, no coffee. Sometime I will. So anyway, then I put another video which I say that I'm not going to Starbucks to support my Palestinian brothers and sisters. So on that one, now there were people, those who were in favor of Starbucks, now they started cursing me. And one of the guy, he was very rough and very tough, and he was just using bad words against Islam, against Muslims, against me, against Palestinian. And as I did not lose my temper when my own brothers were cursing me, I did not lose my temper. I tried to explain him. I engage in talking with that person on personal level. And what happened after a few, dialogues or exchange of conversation, he calmed down. So his tone was entirely different. So this shows that whenever we come across any situation which leads to some conflict, we should not lose our temper. We should always control our temper. This is what the Sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then tackle the situation wisely on merits. So this is what I did, Alhamdulillah. So we ended our conversation in good terms. So now there is no true opinion, and there is no doubt that Israel is a Zionist state, and it is oppressing the Palestinian people. So when I say Israel as a Zionist state, we should keep in mind that Israel and Judaism are different than Zionist and Zionism. Zionism is a political movement, very extreme political movement, which does not let other people have their right and freedom of speech, freedom of living. They are so selfish and cunning, they think about themselves. And when I say Palestinian means Muslims, Christians, and Jew, because Jerusalem, Al-Quds, is a holy city for all these three divine religions, for Muslims, for Christians, and for Jew. But the Zionist people, they think, no, that's it. It is our land and we have every right to live over here, and other people, they do not have right to live here at all. So that's why they are making the lives of Palestinian people worse than animal over there. And this is what we condemn. This is what we do not want. And that's what we call it. Israel is a Zionist state. So now, what should be our reaction when we see such violence is going on against Palestinian people? As an individual, what should I do? Or as a group, what should I do? This is what we have to think, ponder upon it, and work on it collectively, because then we can get the result. Starbucks is one example. Just to let you know, on a side note, that a lot of Muslims emotionally, they just jumped and they said that we should boycott this thing, we should boycott this product, that product, and so on. And you know what happened? In last 2 months, like a lot of people, they were boycotting it. The other people who never, I have met people, I have conversed and talked to the people who did not like Starbucks at all. But now they start going to Starbucks to support Israel. They are not Zionist, but since they do not have their concept clear about the Jewish and Zionist and all that thing, so now they are going over there. And you know what happened? The stock of Starbucks and McDonald's went higher in last 2 months, despite of COVID and all these things. This is what it happens when we do not think intellectually, rather we let our emotion overcome our intellect. Anyway, and we know that 12 Middle Eastern countries, yes, 12 Muslim Middle Eastern countries have Starbucks location in their countries, including Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, Kuwait. And there are more than 10,000 people employed, and these 12,000 are Muslims. Let me tell you one thing. There, a friend of mine, he passed away last year, and he left behind his housewife, 4 kids. The oldest one was in high school, and it was a female, and she could not find any job. It was a very tough time. I blame myself. I went over there only twice to support them in my capacity. I should have gone more often. And as a community, I'm very sorry to say that we failed to support that family. Why I'm saying? Because I know this. And that girl, she started looking for a job, high school girl. And you know where did she find the job? She found job in Starbucks. She's working over there. And now people are condemning her like they condemned me. Oh, you're working over here. This franchise is supporting Israel and so on. Do we have any substitute? Do we have any alternative? We should think about it. Anyway, I'll leave this question with you. So now, what we should do as a Muslim, or as a person who loves humanity, what should I do? The very first thing, definitely, we should protest, non-violent protest. We should not harm anyone, but we should show our support and our solidarity with Palestinian people publicly, in crowds, in our schools, at our work. We can put flag, we can tie a black ribbon at work around our arms to show that we are protesting. We can do these things. No one is going to stop you. Even if I'm working at Starbucks or any McDonald's or any Jewish company, they cannot stop me do this thing. And if they stop me, then they will face the consequences in the Western world. But anyway, so what should we do? So now this is the big question. The first thing I should do, I should contact my local municipal councillor or representative. Like my local councillor is Muslim, I should approach Mr. Khan. And I should tell Khan, this is what it happens. Now you should go to your council and issue official statement against Israel, the violence which they are doing and causing harm to innocent Palestinian people, to build pressure. And then he can talk to the mayor, and mayor can issue a statement, and so on. And then we should also contact our local MP, congressman, congresswoman, or senator, whatever you have in your area. I contacted my MPP. I left him voicemail. I emailed him, and I got response from them. And they issued their statement on social media too. Previously, their statement was vague, but when I raised this question and I said, tell me that if it is these words which you issued to privately, these are really your words, you should say openly. And then he said, yes, these are his words. So this makes a difference. He can talk to the parliament and to prime minister or president, which shapes policy. Okay, so this is what we should do in a second step. The second, if we are living in a Muslim country, we should ask our leaders to raise this issue with its true spirit in OIC, the Muslim platform. And then Muslim platform can go to UNO. It's not one dimension or one effort. It's a multi-dimensional effort which we have to do it. And then another thing, this is very important, and the most important thing which we must do, and it comes in two parts. The first part is that as a Muslim leader, I should go to Palestine. And I said, I'm going to go there and perform Jummah in Al-Quds. They cannot stop you. If you are a prime minister and president of a country and you say that I'm coming over there, they cannot. Rather, like Turkey, very vocal against Israel. Prime Minister Imran Khan of Pakistan, he is very vocal. There is no doubt about his intention in this regard. And Malaysia, Indonesia, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, they should come. Everyone should come to Mecca, pray Salat over there, and then they say, we are going to pray Jummah in Al-Quds to show our support to Palestinians. That would be the symbolic, like Prophet ﷺ, and it also comes in Surah Bani Israel that he went from Mecca to Al-Quds, he prayed over there, and from there he went to the sky to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we will go from Mecca to, they should go from Mecca to Al-Quds and pray Salatul Jummah over there. That would build pressure. And the second one is for you and I. And I'm proposing it, and I'm ready for that one, inshallah. Whenever the people get together, I will go there. And how we will go there. So now, it's the time of Hajj is coming. So millions of people go for Hajj every year. But this year, Saudi government has allowed only 60,000 people to perform Hajj due to COVID restriction. And we do understand. We should not talk against Saudi in this regard. We know that thing. So, but now the millions of people, they cannot go over there. So now we should follow the another hadith of Prophet ﷺ, where he said that you should travel to only 3 places for worship to perform your salat. Al-Makkah, the mafhum of that hadith is Al-Makkah and Medina and Al-Quds. I'll put inshallah the hadith number in description of the video. I don't have in my mind, but this is the hadith. So now since we can't go to Makkah and Medina, but we can go to Al-Quds. We can form groups to go over there, not 1 or 2. A lot of people, they are going over there, and even I had a plan in 2016. I had a ticket but could not go. So we should go in groups over there to Palestine, pray Jummah over there, spend some time with our Palestinian brothers, and stay in Gaza or stay in the hotel which are owned by Palestinian people, because there are hotels which are owned by Palestinian people. I know few of them. So we should go and give our business to them, And we should travel not through Israeli airlines, because so many Arab countries and even Turkey has diplomatic ties, so their airlines are going over there. We should use their airlines to go there. So we should not give business to Israel. So when we are there, we should buy stuff and goods from Palestinian people. And we should take responsibility of 1 or 2 people and families over there for some period of time, whatever we could afford. So if we go in big numbers, like 100 and 200 people in groups, and I'm ready, if anybody wants to join me, just let me know, and we should go there, inshallah. So by that way, we can also build pressure. I know there was a rally in Toronto, in Houston, in New York, and London, and I see people, they were in their Porsche cars, big trucks. They can easily afford a couple of $1,000s. So let's have our 1 week or 2 week vacation in Al-Quds to show our support to our Palestinian brothers. This is what we should do it. And most importantly, we should also engage with our neighbors, those who are Christians and Jewish, and talk to them, because they could be our representative in their society. There should be a dialogue between masjid, church, and synagogue. We should go to their synagogue and church if they allow. And we can also invite them to come to our masajid, come to our community center. So we should have inter-dialogue, exchange. Not every Jewish is Zionist. Believe me, not everyone. I've met so many Jewish here. I did not find a single, believe me, mark my word, that who is in support of Zionism. They support Israel, that is their land for the religious purposes, but they are in the support of humanity. So when I'm just saying again that we should use our mind, our intellect when we are protesting and when we are forming any opinion. And then keep in mind that these problems are tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَنْفَالِ وَالْأَنْفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I will test you with hunger, with fear, with the life, with happiness. I will take away some sustenance and give you a lot of fruits. That these are the tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever is happening in Israel and whatever is happening to the Muslim world in Kashmir, in Palestine, in Syria, in Myanmar, these are the tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now what should be my response? Whether I should sit with crossed finger, or I should react to that positively and shape the opinion so that it could impact to bring peace. So this is what my message is for today. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. And I'm also recording a video on the history of Jews. The first episode is already out, and now next few more episodes would come that would cover the history of Jews at the time of the Pharaoh, and then at the time of Solomon, and then after that one. So there will be 5 episodes, I believe so, and then I will also be talking on some other issue. Stay tuned. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.